Hello and welcome to Bookish Meet the Authors, part of the In the Limelight network. I'm your host, Nyssa, and joining me today is Doctor of Oriental Medicine, holistic health expert, and energy healer, Tai Chi teacher, Tai Chi, sorry. So,
Yeah.
It's a number one international bestseller, author, Dr. Veronica Joseph, and she's here to talk to us about her book, Unlocking Your Super Life, a guide to a healthier and happier you. There it is. Hi, Veronica. Hi, Dr. Veronica. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you, Nyssa. It's nice to be here. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, I am excited to have you as well. Exciting to hear about your book. And what is your background?
Well, like you mentioned earlier, I'm a doctor of Oriental medicine, and also I'm a licensed acupuncturist. So I'm practicing in New Mexico, as well as I can also practice in California.
Nice.
And I used to be a Reiki practitioner, and then I kind of moved forward because I got a lot of things going on at that point. But I'm also, like you said, I'm also teaching Tai Chi and also universal race healer.
Nice. So you have a lot going on. So do you kind of mix Western and both types of medicine, or?
Yes, I do. So on top of that, I do functional medicine. I incorporate nutrition. And as far as the my specialty is also like allergy elimination, and also Western, women's immune system, autoimmune dysfunction. So I combine both the Western medicine approach. I utilize that especially when testing, like for instance, for food panel allergy tests. I usually recommend people to take either skin tests and blood tests. So I actually fuse them together, both Western and Eastern, because there's a lot of things on Western that very beneficial, specifically for testing, and there's some protocols that I'm going to discuss later on the Eastern side about Chinese medicine.
That's amazing. I think that's a good combo of both, right?
Yes.
There's always so much to learn. I think if you focus
Right.
on one, you might miss something. Yeah, that's a great
Yeah.
approach. Now, why did you write your book, and what do you want to let people know?
So, a lot of things are going on right now. We got the opioid epidemic, and right now, I mean, with the winter coming in, the COVID cases are rising, and there's a lot of people that are in need. So I cannot just watch the TV and see them suffer. So I have to do something. And that's the reason why I wrote the book, Unlocking Your Super Life, a guide to a healthier and happier you. So that I could be able to help those people that are in need. And the book is a holistic guide to help restore one's well-being physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So it's like a whole gamut, It covers natural self-care tools, valuable principles, practical insights to empower the readers. And sharing not only my healing experience, my struggles, as well as other people's own struggles and success stories can rekindle their spark, and they can give them hope. So I wanted them to know that there's always hope, that for every problem there's a solution. And one of the things, like throughout my practice, I noticed that people just wanted a quick fix, instant gratification. And nowadays it doesn't work anymore. So for instance, if people have a headache or pain, I mean, first thing that they grab is what? Pain medication, right? Now, like any pain in the body, it's just a message. It's telling you something is going on, it's an inflammation. So what's happening when someone just take the pain medication, they numb the messenger. You know, you have to look into, okay, what's causing the problem? Why do I have to have a pain? And then as a person, treating a person is like looking at the whole picture, the physical, the emotional, and the spiritual. You have to look at what food are you eating? What are you feeling? You know, what emotions are popping? You know, are you doing your exercise? Are you eating healthy? Are you you know, and I mean, those are the whole thing. I mean, in my case, I look at them holistically, you know, their habits, their thoughts, because all of them affects the whole body. So for instance, whatever you think, whatever your beliefs, you know, it resonates on your body. So with the universal law, you know, like attracts like, whatever you think, there's an energy frequency, you resonate it, you attract the people, you attract the events, you know, it works together, it's all connected to each other. So it's really important to have a positive mindset.
Which is difficult to do sometimes.
Right, yes.
It's easy to say, it's harder to do, right?
Right, but you know, if there's any questions on how to do it, how to reinforce and how to practice, I mean, they can call me actually. So and they can email me, and I can help them to do it.
That's amazing. And speaking of the body, what is, in your book you talk about the immune system. What weakens and strengthens the immune system?
So there are a lot of ways that weakens the immune system, and some of them are food allergies and sensitivities. So a healthy immune system actually protect us from any foreign invaders. So the factors that weakens the immune system, like I said, uh, it could be the vegetables or organic or not. It doesn't really matter, right? And so when people have sensitivities, no matter what they eat, they're gonna have a reaction. So depending upon their sensitivity of the reaction, they may feel it within like immediately after they eat, or it may take anywhere from 1 to 3 days. So what are the reactions? It could be mild, it could be severe, it could be anywhere from like a brain fog or abdominal pain or even constipation or loose stools, you know. So it's really important, like I said earlier, to pay attention to what you eat. I mean, people that are sensitive, what they can do is to have a food diary. So they can write down what they eat. And then if there's like, they're feeling something kind of, you know, different, right? They feel tired, they can track it down what they eat. And if there's a pattern, like every time they eat wheat or eggs, they always feel that way, then it's a possibility that they are sensitive to it, and they can have a skin test or blood test, which I mentioned earlier, to find out exactly. And it's really important to eliminate, you know, the allergies that weakens their immune system. And another thing too is sugar, right? I know everybody loves sugar, right? But
I have a sweet tooth. That's hard.
I know it's really hard, but according to the American Heart Association, the maximum amount of sugar intake per day, men is 150 calories, which is equivalent to 9 teaspoons, and women is 100 calories, which is equivalent to 6 teaspoons. So I know
That's
it's
hard.
hard.
That's
It's
hard to stay.
hard. And one way to reduce the intake of sugar is, instead of drinking soda drinks, one can drink like lemon water,
Oh, I love them.
right? Flavored with like strawberries or mint or cucumber. You can do that. And you can also enhance the flavor of the food by utilizing or using cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, or other spices. So there are other things you can do to do that. Because the thing is, with sugar, overeating added sugar can basically affect the health, right? It decreases your immune system to fight off infections, and also leads to obesity, to type 2 diabetes. It increases high blood pressure. And guess what? The tumor cells and cancer cells love sugar and they thrive on sugar. So that's a fact thing. Another way is a pathogen is also a factor that weakens the immune system, like harmful microorganisms. And what they do is they damage the cell during replication, as well as they destroy the cell's metabolic function. And they generate like a massive immune response, which is poisonous. So again, as a reminder, personal hygiene is important, at least washing hands 20 seconds, singing happy birthday twice. So that's a good thing. And one more thing is antibiotic overuse. So antibiotic can treat the symptoms of bacteria, right? But they don't address the problem with the virus. And over
like a Band-Aid, basically.
Right, and overprescription of antibiotic can lead to antibiotic resistance, which means that the bacteria can mutate and can no longer the drugs that designed to kill them, they will be able to resist them, right? And those drugs can no longer eliminate the bacteria, so they become resistant.
So they become useless then, right?
Right. So it's really important to strengthen your immune system, specifically nowadays. And another important factor that weakens the immune system is the stress.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about stress.
Right.
Because one of the things I think that's the hardest to do is manage stress, right?
Correct.
What are easier ways people can manage stress?
So the stress is our defense mechanism. Like for instance, we are driving and suddenly, there's an accident and we have to jam the brake. So that protects our life, right? And the body can manage like acute stress, like within 6 months. However, depending upon your constitution, if it is more than 6 months, which is termed like chronic, right? It will be able to depress actually or reduce the immune's capability to fight off and protect our body. So it's very important to manage the stress, and there's some ways we can do to do that. So I'll give you like 3 easy techniques, and it's very proven. I use it in myself and also recommend it to my patients. One thing is acupressure. So acupressure is actually pressing the acupressure or acupuncture points in the body. So acupuncture is a 3,000 modality that have been used in Chinese medicine. And so the concept of acupuncture, it pretty much removed the blockage, that's caused by trauma, by allergies, and also medications and other things. And with the blockage, so let's say I'm gonna, translate it to like language that people can understand. So for instance, there is an accident in the highway, right? So the highway in Chinese medicine is like a meridians. There's the nerve pathways. That's where the blood and the oxygen flows through, right? So if there's an accident in the highway, so people are stuck, right? The cars cannot move, right? And what happens is that people will gonna get hungry. The food truck will not gonna be able to go to the grocery. People will gonna be like, thirsty, hungry, and what else? They're gonna be stressed out and everything, right? Nothing is moving. It's the same thing with acupuncture. So acupuncture, what it does is remove the traffic, the accident in the highway, and so the cars will start moving, right? And the blood flow will go to the organs, and the blood carries the nutrients to the cells and the tissues. So everything will be happy, everything will be nourished, right? And so in Chinese medicine, the highways are considered the meridians or nerve pathways. So when you open that up, you unblock it, then everything will going to function smoothly, and it also activate the relaxation, the generation of endorphins, right? It's a chemical that will help you feel relaxed, and it relieve the stress and the pain. So that's what acupuncture does. So I'm gonna show you what acupressure points that one can do. So for instance, this one is called yin tang, and this is between the eyebrows, and this one calms the mind. So you can press it for anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute, right? And we can actually combine it with breathing. So you breathe in for 5 seconds and hold it for 5 seconds. And when you hold it, you can also tense your body for 5 seconds and then exhale for 5 seconds, right? So another point is the governing meridian, which is the do 26. It is the midpoint below the nose and above the lip. So this one is good. It resets the brain and the nervous system. It relieves your stress. And also at the same time, people that have low back pain, it helps relieve the back pain. Okay. So again, you can breathe in for 5 and then hold it for 5 and tense your body for 5 and then exhale for 5 seconds. Okay. And then another thing is this point, it's actually above the wrist. It's in the middle between the tendon. It's a pericardium point, and it's about 2 inches above the wrist. And this one calms the mind and helps with the stress. And people
that's the one I need the most.
And the people that have nausea, like if someone is pregnant, right? They feel nauseous. This can be helpful, and that also helps with the digestion.
That explains why those motion sickness bracelets that people wear when they go on cars, they have the point, and so that's I think that's the point where they tell you you're supposed to put it, right?
And sometimes I see like people, like women have the tattoo right here on that point, and you can also press the opposite point. So this is like on the palmar side of the hand, and this is the frontal side of the hand. And this is also good for digestion too. It's a triple warmer or sanjiao. So both of them works together, and like together with the breathing, so that all these points can help. I mean, you can start, on the right side.
Does it matter which side you
and
do
then
it
the left side. Well, most people can do it the right side.
Yeah.
Right. And then you can do the one above the lip midpoint, and then the yin tang between the eyebrows, and then the left side, both the palmar side and the frontal side above the wrist, 2 inches between the tendons, and then you end on the right. So you start on the right side and then you end on the right side with the breathing technique. Okay. And another important thing too is the self-massage. So their studies have shown that massage can release endorphin, which is a chemical that helps with relieve the stress and the pain, and also calms your mind, right? It loosens up the muscle. So one thing what we can do with the massage is with the ear. So I have the ear here. So the ear is, in Chinese medicine, is a microcosm of the organs, and you can see like the symbols there.
Wow, yeah.
Those are like, acupressure or acupuncture points, and it pretty much shows which part is the organ, like the knee, the liver, the needle. So I also do needle the ears too. So when we massage the ear, we're also massaging the internal organs and the parts of the body. Okay. And so studies have shown that when you pull the earlobes gently, it releases endorphin and also stimulate the nerve endings. So it's really, it's really good. So you can try it on yourself. So, you can pull gently your earlobes, like on top, on the side, and also down right here. And on massaging, so we start on the upper outer lobe, right? So you can press it down, right? Starting upper and then in the middle and then down the lobe, right? And then back to the inner portion of the ear lobe and then down and then the center. And when you do that, it really relaxes your body and you feel good, right? It loosens up your muscle.
How many points
Yeah, right. So every time I'm like stressed, like at the end of the day, just massaging your earlobe, I mean, that really helps a lot, and those it only take like a minute or two, to to do it. So you can do it anywhere, at the office, at home, right? Even when you're driving, like you're stuck in the traffic.
Yeah, so only need one hand.
Right, yeah. So, I mean, those are simple steps that people can do. I mean, another reminder too is just sleeping at least 7 to 8 hours. I mean, that's the time when the body is recharging and repairing, and as well as just drinking water. I mean, people have to be reminded that water not only cleanses your body and detoxes it, but also help with the nutrient absorption, right? Because our body is composed of water, right? And also water is a good electrical conductor, and our body is an electrical energy. So just drinking, like 7 to 8 glasses of water, depending upon your weight, right? So if I weigh 100 pounds, at least half of my weight in ounces. So I should be drinking at least 50 ounces of water, which is like at least 6 glasses of water. But when I exercise, right, I work out a lot, and in New Mexico, it's pretty dry. So at least I drink two bottles of water. This is like a 32 ounces, so at least 64 ounces of water.
I got one of those bottles that tell you like the time, like drink this.
I know. And a lot of times it's hard for me to, like how much water did I drink? So at least if I drink from this bottle, at least I can track down like how many glasses.
Yeah, you can keep track of what you're doing. Yeah.
Right. Because if you're thirsty, that means you're already dehydrated.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and also as far as immune system, right? Strengthening the immune system, there's some superfood that one can take. And one of them is actually vitamin C. So vitamin C is both antibacterial and antiviral. It has that property. And also it disabled the viruses from duplicating, and also destroy tumor cells, right? So the food that has a good sources of vitamin C includes like your veggies, right? Green vegetables and all the berries like strawberry, blueberries, yeah, pineapple.
All the fruits I love, so that works.
Yeah, papaya. And then another superfood is vitamin A. So vitamin A is not only good for the eyes, but also it has an antiviral property, which is really good for immune function. And you can see that foods that are good or have like rich sources of vitamin A are like the carrots, the orange, yellow vegetables, squash, pumpkin, and another one
for pumpkin.
Yeah, and then another one too is zinc. So zinc is used by the thymus gland to generate T cell, which is helpful for fighting off infection. And foods that are good with that are rich in zinc includes mushroom, kale, your good old broccoli and spinach, you know. And another one is vitamin D. So vitamin D is really good for the immune system, and also it promotes healthy bones, and it absorbs calcium.
Wow.
And sunshine, right?
Yeah.
When you're exposed to sunshine, then your skin prompts to produce vitamin D. So I recommend people to walk briskly or, go into the sunshine during the morning before 10 a.m., where the ultraviolet rays is not as strong.
I've heard
So
it's either early in the morning or later in the afternoon if you're going to go.
yeah, you can do also later in the afternoon, because it's hard for people, like when you work, sometimes you gotta work in the morning, so you can do it like later in the afternoon.
Yeah, but it's that midday sun is the one they have to try to avoid, right?
Right. Yeah, that's correct. So yeah, so another thing that helps with the immune system is a probiotic, right?
Yeah.
So 80% of all the immune function is in our digestive system. So the Human Microbiome Project confirms that microscopic colonies within our digestive tract plays an important role in our well-being, both in our physical and mental health. So when we nourish the bacterial colonies, we're also sustaining our bodies. So with the benefits of probiotic includes um, nutrient absorption, vitamin metabolism, and also antimicrobial defense mechanism, as well as protein synthesis. So it's really good. And the food, you might probably ask, so where can I get a natural probiotic? So a natural probiotic, you can actually get it from garlic. So garlic is both antibacterial and antiviral, as well as oregano. Oregano is also an antibacterial. Cloves, echinacea, ginger, onion, golden seal, right? As far as feeding off the good bacteria, prebiotic proliferate beneficial bacteria, and food that are fermented, such as miso, tempeh, kombucha, can help proliferate good bacteria, even yogurt.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
The only thing with those food, if people have like an overgrowth of yeast,
Mm,
and a lot of times they got yeast infection, then I don't recommend them to eat fermented food,
yeah,
because
makes
they
sense.
can exacerbate the condition.
Well, I wanted to know where can people find your book or find you?
Actually, those information that I shared are actually in the book and more.
Mhm.
So, Unlocking Your Super Life: A Guide to a Healthier and Happier You is available on Amazon.
That's good.
And if people have any questions, the best way to contact me is through my website, which is awesomehealing.com. And by the way, a portion of the proceeds of the book are donated to Roadrunner Food Bank of New Mexico to help feed the hungry kids and adults,
That's
especially nowadays on Thanksgiving.
yeah, that's amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining me, Dr. Veronica. It was a pleasure having you on the show. I wish you continued success. Is there anything else you want to add before we? Anything else?
Well,
Information?
actually, just try and check out the book.
Of course.
And there's a lot of information on the book that can help people and spread the love, right? So, and I just wanted to thank you for having me,
Thank you.
and I wish everybody like happy holidays, to be safe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you everyone for watching. I hope you'll join me next time. And Oh, sorry. Thank you everyone for joining me, another episode of Bookish Meet the Authors, and bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.